It has been 1 year since the death of Lord Romeo and Lady Juliet. 1 year has passed since the land of Neo Verona fell from the sky into the waters of a new world. No one had known that the tree called Disclose had been holding up the land for all this time, nor had they known the fate of the daughters of Capulet. The edges of the land that are now surrounded by water instead of air are a sight for all to see. Many visit the edges as to glimpse at the new world that they must live in. But now, dear readers, our attention is belonging to another story in the heart of Neo Verona. It is a story of love that will never be forgotten, and a love that will slowly blossom. The kingdom of Neo Verona was bustling with activity. Unlike how the economy was under the tyranny rule of Prince Montague, where starvation and money was hard to come by, the Capulets had made the cities flourish so that not a single mouth was unfed. There was still structure and order in the kingdom, with the nobles at the top, but now both the common people and nobles were looked upon as equals. After the death of the Lady Juliet, it was decided there would be no princess, prince, king, or queen of Neo Verona. Instead, there was only the Parliament. Together they would keep the peace of Neo Verona alive. A meeting had just ended, and one of the members of the Parliament, Francisco, walked through the hallway of the keep. He was talking with the mayor of Neo Verona, Vittorio, about the baby that his sister Cordelia had just had with her husband Benvolio. "You should have seen the boy yesterday. He was scrambling about figuring out how to even feed the poor thing," Vittorio exclaims. "It's a good thing he is wed to my sister. He would be lost without her," Francisco laughs. "You are absolutely right about that. But he has come quite a long way. I have never been more proud of my son," Vittorio says with a hearty laugh. "Indeed, he has become quite a fine young man," Francisco says. Vittorio gives a warm smile to Francisco. "What of you? When will you choose one of those many ladies you cater to and settle down and have a family of your own?" Vittorio asks. Francisco softly smiles at the memory of Juliet flashes through his mind. "It would be too cruel of me to half-heartedly devote myself to one of them. The old fires in my heart have yet to die out. Those fires would only do harm to the fair ladies more than good," he says. Vittorio raises his eyebrows. "And what old fires would those be?" he exclaims. Francisco stops and turns towards Vittorio and smiles and winks at him. "That, my good sir, is a secret. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a scruffy dog that I must attend to," he says. Vittorio lets the matter slide. "All right, take care, young Francisco. May the fires burn afresh in your heart," he says. "And may you and your wife stay healthy," Francisco says as he waves goodbye to the mayor and takes his leave. Back in the market area, in a vegetable stall, a gruff man wears an apron as he gives a child some vegetables she had come for. "Thank you, Mr. Curio," the young girl says. Curio smiles. "You're welcome. Now go off you go," he replies. The young girl waves goodbye and runs off. Curio turns toward the inner part of his stall and arranges vegetables. On the right post of the stall, a rose and iris are hung adjoined. Francisco approaches the stall. "Now why is it that I cannot get such a look on that gruff face for me? Makes me jealous, your kindness to the young ones," Francisco exclaims. Curio stands straight up and wipes off his hands on his apron. "Because it is a foolhardy flirt that stands before me. Why should I offer my kindness to a man with a partner on each arm?" Francisco does a dramatic saddened sigh. "Oh, how cold! Only an icy wind blows in my direction from you. How could such a wind blow toward me when it is I who warms your gut with the steady beat of plum wine and liquor? You might act the innocent man, but you only seek to have me convey the secrets of my heart when you offer me those delightful liquors, Curio retorts. Francisco casually spins himself around the front of the stall and puts an arm around Curio's shoulder and pokes his cheek playfully. Oh, but when that heart of yours burns out of the love you have for the one who has died with her lover, who will also play matchmaker for one as cold as you, Francisco exclaims. Curio blushes and shakes Francisco off his shoulders. The thought is not needed. I shall do fine on my own. Leave me be on the matter. Pay attention to your own aching heart and leave mine alone, Curio grumbles. Francisco shrugs. Be that as it may, my heart will still caress itself in the joy of life, the life it has. And one of those joys is keeping you on your toes, Francisco exclaims happily. Francisco takes his finger and lifts it up Curio's chin, making him blush and becomes shy. Curio slaps his hand away. I hope I can assume the regular meeting place for our pleasantries over the cup. See you then, my stubborn companion, Francisco says. Francisco walks off before Curio can make a comeback statement or passing comment. When will the man learn to take one joy at a time, else the happiness will fall out of his hands, Curio retorted. Curio continues with his care of the vegetable stall. The sun begins to set as the sky takes on an orange hue, the birds chirp, flying off to the nest in the trees above. The market all but deserted now as people head to their homes and prepare for dinner and bed. Smoke rises from chimneys as fireplaces are put aflame as the cold of the night starts to set in. Every stall has been closed for the day, waiting to be opened once more when morning breaks. The light from the dining hall was on. Inside was Curio and Francisco having the regular drinking session. Curio lightly slams his cup on the table, his face flushed from drinking. Why do you insist on prying into my life? Why not occupy your time with the ladies of the town instead? He asked drunkenly. Because who else would give such a stoic man company? Francisco replies. Your comments on my personality are endless, you flirt of a man, Curio exclaims. Curio filled his cup with more wine. Francisco tipped his cup slyly in his direction, and Curio scoffed, filling the man's cup. I'm just saying, if you were to smile more at the ladies, you could have an endless stream of women at your beck and call. Why must you insist on not engulfing yourself in those joys? Francisco asked indulgently. Curio stared at his glass for a moment before taking another drink. You know damn well why, he replies. Francisco gave an understanding sigh. There was a pause for a few minutes as the two drank their wine. Curio looked up at the ceiling of the room, his mind seeming to be elsewhere. How do you think the lady fares with that boy? Curio asks. Francisco closes his eyes as he skillfully poured himself more wine. Who can know but the two themselves? He replies. Curio scoffs. Francisco set the wine bottle on the table carefully and gently, and caressed it softly with his hand. But I would say that they are dwelling in so much happiness, they are probably drowning in it like the depths of a drunkard, he says as he poured a drop of wine from the top of the bottle and licked it. There was another pause, the two seeming to stay in each other's comfort even without talk or action, just with each other's presence alone. So even in the silence, they are filled with the emotions of sorrow and deep understanding of one another. Her last words, the ring in the middle of the night in my ears, in my mind, and in my heart, Curio softly says. Curio put an arm over his eyes, and you could see a few tears roll down his flushed face. Oh, how it haunts me I could do nothing to stop her tragic fate, to let her slip through my fingers so easily. I am no man if something so precious cannot be caught and held protectively. Curio sobbed silently. Francisco got up and moved his chair closer to Curio's and arranged the chairs so he could lay across his drunken friend. Francisco whispered softly, "To control the flow of someone's fate is next to impossible. It was her choice to go and join the one her heart called out to. All we can think of now is how she made herself and her love happy, even if it was a tragic fate." Francisco rests his hand next to Curio's and takes the wine out of Curio's other hand, setting it on the table and replacing the emptiness with his own hand. "You do not need to comfort me. It is but the thoughts of a drunk," Curio commented. Francisco curled his fingers with Curio's and smiled gently and whispered softly, "Who else but a drunk me to understand another?" he said lightly. Two stayed like that for what seemed like hours, letting the time pass by undisturbed.